two did not get along really at all. And Alan and I, not that we carried that, but we had that competition. He would win, I would win. He would win, I would win. And we would help one, not really help one another. We push one another. That's probably the best way to say it. And so we always just had a little bit of a coarseness between the two of us. And man, right now, I love working with that guy. He is so dang smart. He is such a good crew chief. I think they got an opportunity to go to Phoenix this weekend and win the race and win the championship, which would be fantastic. So working with the folks is what I'm really looking forward to.
Well, I tell you this, if you're going to become a VP of competition, I can't think of a better lineup of drivers that I would want to start off our new role with than what you guys are going to have in 2021, right?
Man, I'm so excited.
What do you make of this?
Man, we've got youth. We've got youth behind the wheel. We've got youth in the on top of the pit box. We've got youth on pit road. We've got a lot.
The Red Sox are coming off wins in their previous 3 games.
About 5 years, right?
Hello and welcome, everybody. Dwayne Kuiper joined by Mike Krukow for today's MVP baseball game with EA Sports.
So solid.
Welcome to this American League matchup featuring the Boston Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
And Greg have done phenomenal this year. I mean, phenomenal. This last series of races, I'm crushed that they're not going to Phoenix.
Here's the game's first batter, Johnny Damon.
I told William this the other day. I said, no disrespect where you're at right now, but in 4 years, you're going to be awesome. He is going to be awesome. And just because he doesn't have as much racing experience as some of these other guys do. But, man, he's getting it in droves right now. So he's highly talented. So we're really excited about him.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun to see
and
Sports sort of going forward with you in this role, and I think it's a very, very smart move.
And it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
For Rick to put somebody who has such history with this,
That's exactly what you
company
saw right there.
and in racing. I mean, you have lived it your whole life. It's going to really be a benefit to the business. So we look forward to seeing how it works out, man. Thanks for coming. It's been fun talking to you. We didn't get to everything I know, but we definitely love to have you back.
Yeah,
give you a year or two in this particular role and see if you can
see how much has changed.
See if you can come back and tell us some more about that. But
so since you had a crew chief, let me be the first VP of competition we have on here. Then how's
sometimes
that?
you try to make
that's fine.
Your picks. That's
By
exactly
the way,
what you saw right there.
We can't close this out without. There was a rumor I heard about
he strikes out about 7 for 9 innings.
About
pretty impressive total.
About Twitter.
Oh man,
last person I thought I'd ever see.
Is this true?
Yeah.
Give us.
Yeah, I am going into the Twitterverse. It's time. It's time to get out there. We've had what spurred this is there's like a bunch of people stealing my name and saying they're me and sending Jimmy and everybody tweets. And I've always been away from it. I haven't done it. But I'm going to at Chad Knaus is out there now, and I'm going to give it a go, man. I'm going to see what happens.
Worth a
0-1 count.
This guy can steal a bag.
Tweet.
He could be
gone. So I can't wait to see if he emerges as a blocker or a responder, to people. Because man, people are going to step to Chad.
Don't forget,
second baseman makes the catch.
He could be a muter.
I'm really curious to see what happens because there's been a lot of people that have called me cheater throughout the years and said bad things to me, from afar. I can only imagine what's going to be happening here. It'll be interesting to see.
Are you prepared for this?
I'll tell you what, this guy's got an uncanny knack for picking good pitches.
Have you tweeted yet?
No. I think we'll do our first tweet.
For a strike.
Maybe we'll do it with us.
Hey, partner, this guy's a field.
How about that? Can we do that?
Yeah, social media Leah is like,
you want to be number one tweet? All right, let's do it. Fair enough.
Tonight when the podcast comes out.
Are you going to retweet me?
I will.
He's already he's going to be keeping his eye.
You as well?
Yeah, but you won't notice any difference as far as the increase in engagement. But yes, of course I will check. I think you actually could be perfect for Twitter because,
got him.
In the real world, there's only one checking out. But on Twitter, there's a million of them. You know what I'm saying? Those people that just don't have a filter and they'll just say, be direct. Everybody's direct on Twitter.
Oh, they can hide, right?
Right. I don't see how they
know how to tweet. He'll never use the character limit.
Right. He'll never use it.
He'll get his point across in the shortest. It'll be like.
Yep.
His tweets will be like.
Next up,
I can't wait.
Very little use of emojis.
Yes.
I'm really curious about it.
I'm
in a little bit better spot. I don't have to worry about sponsorship as much now.
You do.
Well, not quite as much, right? I can throw a little dig out there and be like, I'm not gonna get the call from this. so and so on that one. So I got a little more freedom right now.
Oh yeah.
Liner right at the second baseman.
All right, man. We'll have fun with it.
All right, guys.
We'll
Thanks.
see you around.
He's
Thank
out
you.
with a leadoff single.
All right, yes, we got a lot more.
Up next,
A lot more.
Aubrey Huff.
But first,
This guy is great at
Bill
getting
D's
the
going to tell
bat
us
on the
about
ball.
something amazing.
Yeah, Framebridge is
Sends
an
it foul.
amazing news service. So they knew. They've been around a while.
I don't know how new they are, but
I just learned about them. Yeah.
Crawford is taking off. He's out of
found
an
them,
easy
but,
play.
Oh, great throw by the catcher right there, Kite. That thing had some mustard on it, and it was right on target.
Because a lot of times they're going to, we're going to get an opportunity
And
to
the
try
pitch.
the product or whatever. And she's like, oh, I know about that. I know
1-2
Framebridge
the count.
is.
Kite, I'm
Extremely
surprised he
excited.
didn't say anything to the umpire about the call. There's no way he went around.
On the podcast that she has interest in.
Got him on strikes.
So it was it wasn't hard at all. I
This
thought,
guy's swing is a
go in
thing
there.
of beauty.
Got to figure out how to learn how to use the website or whatever and get mail my thing in. How does
There's
this
a
work?
strike. The slider.
And but by the time I
This
was
guy's
done,
more than
sort
capable of going the distance
stressing,
every time he
we
gets
already
up
had
there.
our framed item back. It was so
Wow.
easy.
Fastball on the
It was
inside
really
corner
quick.
for a strike.
The turnaround was
Tallied
super
10
quick.
wins and
So
5
now I'm
losses
trying to
this season.
send everything around. I have so much stuff I want to get framed anyways.
I've been through them drawers,
Yeah.
with your permission, of course. And you do have a lot of stuff that can be framed.
Here it comes.
So just go to framebridge.com and you upload your photo,
And it's
or
1-2.
they'll send you the packaging so you can safely mail it, your physical pieces to them. In case you have something that you don't have on the
Fastball
hard drive.
outside.
Sometimes you try to make
you
the hitter chase your pitch.
preview your
Exactly
item
what you saw right
online
there.
in dozens of frame styles
3-2.
and gallery wall layouts. You choose your favorite, and you get free recommendations also from their
Got
character
him.
designers. And you kind of crossroads and decide. The experts at Framebridge will custom frame your item and
After
deliver your
one
finished
inning,
piece
the
straight
game
to
is
you
scoreless.
or anyone on your list. A handcrafted, personalized gift from
Mahomes
Framebridge
takes
starts
his
at
turn at
$39,
bat.
and all shipping is free. Plus, my listeners are going to get 50% off their first order at Framebridge.
Right across the black on the
And they
outside of
use
the plate.
the promo code
This guy
Dale
usually
Jr.
pitches deep into the game whenever he starts. You will
promo
not
code
see
Dale
him
Jr.
tire out very
It's
often.
not just for photos or art. If you have a Washington football team jersey or anything like that, a ticket for the Daytona 500,
He gets a call.
Framebridge
Third
is the
strike.
perfect way to
Partner, he gets ahead
frame
of him
that
and never
piece
looks
forever.
back. Sweet
Get started today.
strikeout.
Frame your photos or send someone the perfect gift. Go to framebridge.com
Stepping in,
and
Trot
use the promo
Nixon.
code Dale Jr.
This
save
hitter
an additional
enjoys modest
15%
success
off his
against
first
right-handed
order.
pitching.
Just go to framebridge.com, promo code Dale Jr.
Inside corner for a strike.
Framebridge.com, promo
This guy
code Dale
can struggle
Jr.
with his control at times and is known to give up a few walks.
He gets the outside corner.
Hey everybody, it's
He's
Dale
got 5 wins
Jr.
and 9
here.
losses so far.
Dale Jr. download, and
One
We
ball,
are
2 strikes.
ready for the, are you eating shredded beef jerky, Mike?
Yeah.
He is. Yeah, I brought
He goes
everybody
the other
some
way.
shredded beef jerky if you've been watching the show.
He puts it away in foul territory.
But this is the Ask Junior part of the show,
Miyagi
presented
up
by our
next.
friends Xfinity. They're a premier partner of NASCAR, and I'm a customer, a big happy customer for
It's a bit
What's so
high,
funny?
1-0.
Threw that
Trying
curveball
to lean
just
down
out of
so
the
you
zone,
didn't
but the
see
batter
me.
didn't
I was
bite.
watching Mike. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Looked like a good
Because he's
pitch,
eating
but called the ball.
shredded beef jerky, making faces, and I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. I tried to duck so you didn't see me.
tried to duck.
Yeah, sorry.
Sometimes you try to make the hitter chase your pitch. That's exactly what you saw right there.
I tried to do something.
He walks him on 4 pitches.
Hey, I was trying to do this.
The next batter is Mike
You might
Lowe.
not see me. Anyways, Ask Junior. It's time to hear the questions.
That's a
But
perfect
you
pitch,
sent
partner.
to Xfinity
Fastball on
Racing
the edge
on
of the
Twitter
strike zone. The batter swung
and
right
in
through
this
it.
chat. So, Leah Vaughn, she has those questions. Let's get started.
Yeah, our first question coming from Diego Alvarado.
The delivery
He sent this in Xfinity's
turns
Twitter.
on it and
With your
hits
new
it on the
involvement
line.
in iRacing,
That'll do it as we go to the bottom of the inning.
From the
Heading
service
into the
in
bottom of the
coming years.
second. No
So,
score here.
I have become executive director at iRacing. And basically, I'm going to keep doing what I've been doing for iRacing for decades on and off. I've helped them
There's a long
create
drive. It
partnerships
might
with
get it
tracks,
short.
organizations like NASCAR and manufacturers brought them together to be able to talk to manufacturers, trying to explain in the early stages of racing. A lot of people didn't know what it was.
Here's a guy that understands hitting, and it shows.
Didn't know what it was, and I had to try to tell them, like, hey, this is going to be a big thing. This is where you want your
that's
car,
a great
your
play.
track.
Very tough line drive. That's one of the toughest balls in baseball to judge.
Here's a guy who doesn't exactly set the world on fire.
I've helped them sort of create some of those relationships. I've helped them.
This guy right here's got some kind of big league pop. You've got to be careful where you pitch in.
Information as far as horsepower and drag and torque.
An off-speed pitch, nothing.
Just as much information as I could possibly. If they needed it, I tried to get it. And I'm going to keep doing that to help them create the best sim. And the whole purpose and the whole focus or drive for me is just I'm a selfish customer. I just want to race on the sim, and I want that content on the sim, so I want me and my friends to be able to have fun with this new content. So I'm always out there trying to get them to scan this track and that track and build this car and that car, and I'm just going to continue to try to put the pressure on Steve Myers and everybody at iRacing.
After two, the
I know
game
that
is
the
scoreless.
company's got such a bright future. They've already accomplished so much. I'm excited to continue to be
Leading
a part
off
of it.
the inning, Jason
more of an official role now going forward. But it's all a selfish sort of thing, selfish motivation because I'm a customer.
Sometimes you try to make the hitter chase your pitch. That's exactly what you saw
racing
right there.
and keep having fun
Just
on
out of
such
the
a
fielder's
global
reach.
platform, and I want it to continue to go.
Kevin Grapes
Base hit
watching
to lead
live
off
on
the
YouTube.
inning.
We want to know what your thoughts are. Harvick missing the championship after dominating the season.
Man, that's tough. We watched that happen.
Next at the
Obviously,
plate,
the broadcast
Johnny
booth.
Damon.
I was surprised. Okay, Harvick's move at the end. I think a lot of us would have done it.
They set that defense at double play depth. If you can get a ground ball right here, they might
I'm
get
watching
two.
it, and I'm like, hey, he's gonna hit him in the middle of the corner or entering the corner and just move him up the track into the marbles. Once you send a guy up there into the marbles outside of the
2 balls
main,
and 1 strike.
Sometimes you try to make the hitter chase
they're
your pitch.
done.
That's
They're
exactly
kind
what
of
you
sliding
saw
around.
right
They're not
there.
going to be able to come back and get you.
Hit hard
Especially
to right
if you
field
just
for a
come to check the
base
flag.
hit.
So I thought, going into turn 3, he would just kind of, okay, Kyle, I'm just going to send you up the track.
He's in there with a stand-up double.
Take the spot. We're going to finish behind me. But Kyle went into the corner in the high line, and he didn't chase him up there. He just went to the bottom and then tried to hit him
This
coming
guy
off the
here is
corner and
dangerous
spun
in the
himself
batter's
butt out. Jeff Burton said to me, he goes,
A deep fly ball should be good enough to score that runner on third base.
Other people on purpose a lot. When they try to do it, they do a lousy job of it. And so that was his opinion.
Here's the pitch.
And that was interesting. But I thought, man, if I'm Kevin, I send Kyle up the
Makes the
track in
catch
turn
to
3.
record the out.
Just go by him.
And he
But
scores the
didn't do it
first
that
run
way.
of the
And
game.
so,
To me, that's a successful
that was
bat. That's a
my
batter.
kind of
Anytime you
initial
can drive and
reaction
run,
to
you've
that.
done
And
your
we watched
job.
the 20 car, just not past Denny. And we now know that they had some radio communication about that and not to pass Denny. But we're sitting there watching it. Everybody there that was watching it was like knew that Jones wasn't going to pass it. And so
takes a pitch just off the
it
plate.
was interesting to see how NASCAR handled
Sometimes you
that.
try to
I
make
don't
the hitter
think
chase your pitch. That's exactly what you saw
you
right
can
there.
make the argument that Denny's like
Big
just running
bouncing
his
ball.
car best he can run it, and that Jones and his
And
group,
it's now 1 and 2.
as far as crew chief spotter and the driver, are responsible for what they did.
On the ground.
They should be imposed
He's
some sort of
rounding third.
penalty or fine compared to the precedent
A run
set in the past
scores.
with Mike Walker.
That's an
Racing and all
RBI
that. It's a little
single.
bit different, but
Batter
still
did
the
not
same
panic when you
sort
got
of
2 strikes on a
manipulation to
partner.
get a guy into
That contributed greatly to that
further
hit.
into the playoffs. But
He's off to second.
NASCAR chose not to
Foul
find
back
it, so-
behind the plate.
that's what's happening. That's what's happening going forward. I probably would have, if I'd have been NASCAR, I guess.
No
if you wanted
balls,
to
2
ask
strikes.
me, I'm sure people are going to want to know my feelings about it. I probably would have signed or
Berkman gets 1 to short.
or that group in some way. I don't know if I
Quick
would have had to
reaction,
think
make the
hard
play
about
on that
Denny
line
or
drive.
doing
Nice
anything
play.
there because I don't know that Denny did anything intentionally to manipulate the
Pickoff
finish of the
attempt.
race.
He's out.
I would not probably add anyone back in or put Harvick or Boyer or anybody
Scored
into
2
the
that
Final
half
Four. I
inning.
never liked when they did that with Gordon. So I just probably would be a little bit hard on that 20 team. Is that it?
There's
What
a
was that, 2
strike at the
questions?
knees.
No, there was like 4 or
Terrific
5.
pitch there, partner. He put the fastball right where he wanted it for a called
A
strike.
Dream Z. He's a
Painted the
Warriors
corner.
fan,
Great pitch.
And McGuire retired.
He's pitched 148 innings this season, and batters have had moderate success against him with an average of 271.
Personality to his that I should look into.
My goodness.
Three-pitch strikeout.
He's one of a kind,
There's
right?
nobody like Clint, honestly. Yeah, there's nobody like Clint. And, I mean,
Next up,
honestly,
Sean
I don't
Burrows.
think anybody
Left-handed pitchers won't be worried too much about this hitter.
He's a colorful personality and a great guy, and he's going to be amazing for our sport.
Pitches he can throw for strikes.
It's exactly, I think, what that booth needs. And it's just going to be so much fun.
That's a
listening to
foul
him
pop,
on
and it looks like
on
there's
race
room
day,
for a
do some-
play.
do some races.
In foul
He's
territory,
going to be a
makes the
part of the sport
catch.
going forward.
Up next,
But he's going to leave a void in personality on the racetrack. It will be field, and we have a lot of great personalities out
Caught
there.
the plate
but
for a
there's not
strike.
many that come along in our sport like him. He's pretty real and honest and raw, and I will
Great
say
pitch in the
that
black.
the guy
Would have been
that's
a called
filling
strike even if
that
the batter didn't
seat,
swing through it.
Chase Briscoe, is worth a look. No, he's nothing like.
And on 3 pitches, he's gone. After
But,
3 innings, the
as far as
score is
character,
2-0.
I'd put them both up there. He's very, guys are very high character.
I don't think he has his best stuff out there on the mound.
Crazy character part of it.
Somebody said
Swings and misses
no
for a
direction
strike.
when you watch you like Clint as far as colorful
Yeah.
personality.
Yeah,
Corey LaJoy
yeah. Corey's a little bit like Clint,
Yeah.
but a little cleaner.
could be a little
A liner.
unhinged at times. It's awesome.
Well, we'll have to keep our eye out for the next.
He reaches with a
next
leadoff
Clint
single.
Eastwood.
Let's see if that hit the open inning can really fire up the route.
Clint Boyer. Clint Boyer's going to love
Man
that.
on first with no outs.
If you could only see Mike in the background.
Here's the pitch.
Thanks for all the questions. Great stuff this week and every
Nixon
week.
takes.
The
It's
segment goes
even
by
at
too
1.
fast. I'd love if we could do
That
that,
was
a
a
little bit
purpose
longer.
pitch. A
It
changeup
does go
off
by
the
fast.
plate,
Just
hoping the
like
batter would go
Xfinity
chasing.
Internet.
Yeah, the
1-2
Xfinity X
count.
Guide keeps me connected with great speed. I'm a customer of Xfinity, so I can speak from
He hits it
experience. There's
towards
no better
first.
way to stay up to speed than NASCAR and dirty mobility.
They
The best
turn
part
the
about
double
this
play.
is hearing the
Flawless
great
execution
level
right there on the double
questions that
play.
people come up with. You think you've asked it all, but you haven't. And so if you go to @Xfinity Racing and use the hashtag AskJunior, send those questions in. We love to hear what's on your mind, and Junior will take a stab at answering.
A big thanks to Xfinity for being a premier partner of NASCAR.
Last call.
A liner.
I got something to say.
He's on first
All right, it's
with a
last call,
base
Mike.
hit.
What do you got to say?
This is an acquired
Lowell
taste.
will
It'll
hit
come
next.
around. This beef
It
jerky.
took him a whole show.
I've been eating this little bit
outs
at a
and one
time
out.
by little
Lowell's
nibble here,
one
little
on a
nibble there.
line.
It's a mess. You can't do it cleanly. But
He's on
I
first
started
with a
off the
base
show
hit.
not liking it. By the end of the show, I have.
Ooh, you
actually
got a
liked it.
bonus.
Give me
Bonus?
another one.
Anyone else like it so
That's
much?
nice.
I'm gonna bring it home to
Anybody
my
else want
wife.
to go ahead and put an order in?
Stepping in, Jason Veritek.
Yeah, I'll hit me too.
I'm avoiding everyone in this room for the rest of the day because I've learned about
Taken
the side
for a
effects,
ball.
and I don't want to be near any of you.
It's also only 25 calories.
Pitch
There's
misses
beef
for a
jerky
ball.
flying all over this place.
All right, everybody. Oh, you want another one?
A
Man,
ball.
I led you, too, man. That was good.
We've lost all
Pretty good.
We have lost control.
And he takes the walk.
So
Blocks always
There's no
seem
better
to
way
come
to
around to
end the
hurt
show.
you. He falls
Honestly,
behind the
y'all
batter,
are
just never
not
gets
going to
back
believe
into
this.
the bat.
We do not have a jerky
Up
game.
next with one
This
We need
single
one.
already,
I just
Johnny
thought
Damon.
beef jerky was worth talking about in the open segment. And it has turned into quite the story. We had a great show. Chad Knaus was
Watch this
awesome.
left fielder. He's got
And,
one heck of
man,
an
he's changed so much in his life. So it's good to be able to catch up with him.
Taken out to the
He was
left
so-
side.
He was happy to be here.
I think he was.
Puts it away
He's
for
glad
the
to be
out.
here, and we got some great lines in the water for the remaining shows. We got one more show.
No. And I can't wait to hear the lines.
Going into the bottom of the fourth, the Red Sox
kidding.
lead.
Yeah, we got
by
some
only
lines.
2
No,
we're
runs.
gonna
We got a few lines.
We got some.
We're gonna end this.
The next batter is
We've
Aubrey
got.
Hunt.
I won't be here
I
next
think
week, so
3
you're gonna
more
really have a good
shows,
show.
3 more podcasts. One, not counting this week, 1 more TV show, right? So next week's TV show
Next
will be
week's
our
TV
last.
show's the last.
But then we're going to do a few more podcasts, And last year at this time, you were always trying to.
He comes up a little bit short.
Make me tighten up and do shows throughout the offseason. I thought we needed
lead off the inning.
some time, but like I'm, if we spring in here one time and just do a show just on a whim.
Will it actually happen? I feel like that we should be doing at least a couple shows during the months of December and January to bridge the gap during the off season to keep our listeners tuned into what we're doing, and so that they don't have to kind of tune out and then tune back in.
He swiped 12 bases.
I'm down with that.
So and plus we always got YouTube content that needs posting, and we'll be able to create some great content that way.
3 pitches, 3 strike. Doesn't get easier than that, partner.
If you like that idea, I think I've got them finally convinced. Mike Davis, it's nice you finally came around.
Yeah, hey. Took a little big turn.
All right. Everybody have a great week. Thanks for listening to the Dale Jr. Download on Dirty Mo Media. Check out Dirty Mo Media on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
He's hitting 276.
Dirty Mo.
With 21 home runs and 55 RBIs.
Doesn't seem to be anybody around here.
There surely must be somebody in the place.
The following is a production of Dirty Mo Media.
Hello, January baseball journalist here. Shall I take your hat and coat? That might make a good story. Oh, I'm afraid I'm not much of a hand at storytelling.
You tell us, where did this remarkable experience occur?
Does this fella seem to have any fear of the chair?
Not at all.
That's 7 strikeouts.
Totally unsincere.
No, you talking about making a good pitch right there. He's really backed up against the wall, and then he makes straight pitches and gets the strikeout.
I believe the legend is about to come true.
2 outs.
Hey everybody, it's Dale Jr. back again for another episode of the Dale Jr. Download. Today's show, we're going to have Kyle Larson come on and talk about his road to recovery, his road back, his road of his story of second chances.
With 5 innings left to play,
excited
the
to hear
score is 2-0.
what he's going to tell us. We're also going to get Rick Hendrick in the studio, on a Zoom call, actually. And Rick's going to give us his side of the story as an owner.
Changeup.
Why he wants to team up with Kyle Larson. I think I know the answers to that question, but let's see what he has to say. Mike Davis is here. Matthew Dillner, Leah, everybody in the house. So, Mike, I've been trying to get Kyle to come on the show for a long time.
5 bases.
Reached out to him, and he said, "Look, I'm not ready yet, but I will."
Strike 3. He'll take his seat.
I am ready.
He wouldn't look for that pitch at all. Easy strikeout.
The time is now.
If you ask this guy,
as things are starting to come to light about what his plans are for the future.
It's hit back up the middle.
We're going to get a chance to speak to him. So
another single.
I know you're pretty excited about this.
I'm looking forward to it. Listen, everybody needs to always be striving to become better versions of themselves. And a lot of times you glean information from other people's experiences. And listen,
that's what happens when you
for better or for worse, Kyle Larson has gone through an experience, and I think everybody wants to see, is he changed? What's happened? I think that if you don't feel like he is, then it'll come through. People are pretty smart when it comes to that stuff. So I'm eager to get him in here, and let's literally have a conversation with him and see, what we can take out of this. And, I'm excited for him. I love redemption stories. I love it when people, extend grace in places where you don't have to. I think that we're seeing that out of Mr. Hendrick. I think we're seeing that out of, the NASCAR community. But I don't think it comes without a price. And I'm curious to see if he has, paid that price and what he's going to be doing in the future.
All right. Do we want to bring in our guest, Kyle Larson? Let's bring him in.
Taken for a ball. The pitch is hit.
From the age of 5, Kyle Larson has only wanted to be a race car driver.
Great catch.
When I get out of high school, I'd like to maybe move to Indiana and run with the USAC guys.
Here's the pitch.
I don't like having to wait 6 days to go racing.
No swing. 1-2. Here it comes.
He spins him out. Larson wins at Daytona.
Do something out there. Some of these pitches ain't even close.
As he comes to the checkered flag, Kyle Larson's going to win in the Sprint Cup Series.
The runners take off. That's a free pitch. Let's see if it comes back early.
Larson out to the immediate lead.
Hitting is not one of this guy's strengths.
Larson all over Schuhart. Down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Schuhart drives up the banking. Larson turns underneath it and steals the win. An unreal finish at River City Speedway.
After 4.5, the score is 2-0.
Here he is, y'all.
There he is.
Next
Come
at
on
the
in,
plate,
buddy.
Ken Harvey.
How you doing?
Good?
Yeah.
He delivers.
All right, man. So, hey, I've asked you to come on the show many months ago. I know you've been busy doing a lot of things racing and working your way back to try to get reinstated. So we appreciate you coming
There's
on.
a double.
Just want to catch up with you,
Fundamental
man,
hitting
see
right
how
there.
you doing.
He deposited
The
that
news
pitch over the
that
outer
I guess
half of the
you are
outfield field.
officially reinstated,
Yeah.
right?
Yep, officially.
And so, help me understand what the process is like. I don't think anybody really knows exactly what a driver has got to go through at the stadium and what's NASCAR expect out of you in this process.
That's not one of them.
Yeah, so right after I got suspended,
They need to move that runner over to third base
home
right
to California
here.
just
The
to be
batter
around
needs to get a ball that
family.
can
But
drive to the right side.
while I was out there, I started my sensitivity training, and it was a little different, I think, than normal, just because of COVID. So it was all on Zoom, and you got to do some
And the
things
0-2 pitch
there
coming
to learn
And on 3
more
pitches,
about
he's gone.
Hey, Kai, he was able to get ahead of the count.
derogatory
Batter
term
never
that
caught
I
up. Good
used,
strike.
and it was good to do the sensitivity training. But once I was done with that, I felt like there was so much more that I wanted to do, to learn, and that's why when I came back here, I kind of got to work and hired a diversity coach, Doug Harris, and then started my journey to do good. And that was nothing that they required me to do, but it was all stuff that I wanted to do to better myself and learn more.
The count's
and,
1 and 2.
I felt like
They're
it was
going to have
all
to do something out there.
Looking at
Some
the
of these pitches
timeline,
ain't
the
even
sensitivity
close.
training that NASCAR asked you to do, you completed that within a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And
Jones
then the rest
looks
of
at
that
a
stuff you
ball,
took on yourself.
2-2.
What was probably some of, and I recognize some of the things that you did, some of the people that you
3-2
worked with.
count.
Sometimes you
such
try
as
to make
rise.
the hitter chase your pitch. That's
What was
exactly
some
what
of
you saw
the
right there.
things that you've been involved in, some of the training and some of those
He
things
strikes
you've
out
experienced?
swinging.
What are some of the things that stood out to you, some of the experiences that you really enjoyed?
Well, I've done a lot, and I've raced a lot, since then. You're racing sprint cars and stuff, but while I've been racing, I've been trying to find things to do that are close by to the racetracks I can hit. So, like when I raced in Minnesota early this year, I got to get linked up with Tony Sana and his foundation, and that was during COVID. So all we could really do was just help pack and deliver food, which was nice, and just trying to do good things. The following week, I raced around St. Louis. I got to meet Jackie Joyner Kersey.
He got under it and popped it up.
I've been racing a lot in Pennsylvania this year, so I got to do some things with the Urban Youth Racing School, which I've done in the past, with Chevrolet and Chip Ganassi Racing. So that was good to get back and help them guys out. And
This right-hander's average
there's been a lot. I've had a lot of conversations with different people, whether it be on the phone or in person. So it's all been very, very helpful for me, and I plan on continuing to do more of what I've already been doing.
So, when you raced in the Cup Series, you often, you wanted to do more dirt racing than you were doing. And you would talk about how that, you wanted to eventually, you've never really kind of been messed with the World Outlaws much at that point. That's all you've been kind of racing.
And it's 0-1.
Pretty much for the most part during this year is the wing car, right?
A little bit of midget stuff.
Right. There's a close pitch
but
called the ball.
In your conversations
Sometimes you try to make the
and your
hitter chase
media
your
and
pitch.
stuff,
That's
you're
exactly what you saw right there.
I got the impression.
Swung on in. There it goes.
I got the impression like you had this, like, man, and we all kind of do this, I think, as drivers, is we have this sort of dream world where we're going to end up in.
Comes off the bat,
and I think
everybody
that,
knew it was
you're
out of the
racing in the
yard.
Cup Series, and that was very frustrating period of time for you with your performance in the cars and all that. At Chip Ganassi, things were okay and then not okay. A car wouldn't,
the Devil Race,
there
someone warming up in
but,
the bullpen.
And you seemed to long to run more dirt stuff, and you had not really tapped into the World Outlaw stuff yet. You kept saying, like, man, one day I just want to do that. And I want to win a World Outlaw Championship. I want to race against those guys on a regular basis. That's where I want to end up, right? That's kind of what the messaging was as far as, is that right?
I mean, I don't know. I think everybody has a passion for what they started out in and what got them to where they're at.
The Devil Race,
I mean, you've got a love for short track racing, so I think it's similar in that way. And I wasn't, I didn't hate my time in the Cup Series at all. I enjoyed it. I would never have raced in the Cup Series if I didn't have fun and love the challenge. It was definitely challenging, but I think when you don't get to do anymore what you used to do, and I'm at a young age too, so I think always my passion for sprint car racing led me to one day when I'm done Cup racing, because I've always wanted to have a long career in NASCAR, but whenever that day was done, a bucket list item of mine was to compete with the World Outlaws. And then this year with the way everything kind of worked out, my situation, I've gotten to be a full-time dirt guy. And it's been fun. It's been good to kind of reflect on the road that got me to Cup, and then it's made me want to get back even more. To spend this year racing and traveling up and down the road, driving the motorhome, and making memories with my family has been a lot of fun. But it also is a good reminder that I loved what I was doing before, and I can't wait to get back.
Here comes the first pitch of the
You were reinstated. I was curious, and I think everybody is.
Big hit from this guy right here with a runner on second.
Not did you think you would ever get back to NASCAR? Because I think that, if I'm being honest, you may have not known there for a period if your pathway back was going to fulfill itself or whatever. Did you want to? Was there a point where you said, I'm going to be content with doing this, the World Outlaws and the midgets and the sprint cars, and maybe I don't really want to try to get back to NASCAR? Would you ever have that moment?
I mean, I think there was a lot of emotions and thoughts and questions in the very beginning of what's my life going to be like
right here to move to double play depth.
Because if you are a sprint car racer, you don't really need to be in North Carolina, and so I had a lot of thoughts like, where am I going to live? Like, what am I going to do if I never get to race
every day can't be
again?
Christmas.
But that was very early on, and once I kind of got to work and could see there was maybe a light at the end of the tunnel, my focus is kind of on back to what do I need to do to better myself, but also get back to the Cup Series and be able to prove a lot of stuff personally as well as professionally, because I feel like I've got a lot of, I don't know, not unfinished business, but I feel like I'm definitely talented enough and deserving to be a Cup racer. I made it there once before, so I want to be a champion. I want to win a lot of races. There's a lot, like I said, left to prove personally, but also professionally. And that's why I've kind of
I'm sure he came out here with the intention of having a great game, but hey,
when all this went down,
sometimes things just don't work out the way you planned.
In a real short period of time, you sold
the
your
Devil
house.
Race call for a reliever.
And I didn't know. And I wonder if there were some things that you might have done or decisions you made at the front end of this that maybe
it's time for the 3, 4, and 5 guys.
Kind of pulled the trigger on too fast, or was that sort of a necessity for you to reevaluate your financial situation and put yourself in a situation that you were comfortable with? Had you? I didn't know if you were moving back to the Midwest to commit fully to just being a World Outlaw guy and go after that dream idea that you had of racing in that series. But you're still in North Carolina. You're still local.
Yeah. So I was in the middle. We were almost done. Building the house. Kind of our dream home on the water and big house. So. Obviously that costs a lot of money. So with everything that happened, to make myself and our family more comfortable, it was a tough decision that we had to make.
That's walk number 5 allowed in this game.
And we listed both homes, the ones that we currently live in. just to kind of see, because we didn't know where my life was going. So no, we're still in the same house, and I love North Carolina. I've always said before, even if I wasn't racing NASCAR, I would probably still live here. But then when that turns into reality, you don't really know what you're gonna do. And I remember going home to California right after it all happened. Just bored, on the computer, looking at homes out there and stuff. And it's just a lot to kind of process. And once things slow down, you kind of calm down and take a breath and you make a plan of going forward, and you realize that this is North Carolina's home to me now, and I love it here, and I've got a lot of friends here, and if I want to get back to NASCAR someday, this is where I need to be.
All right, so when was the very first interest from anyone involved in NASCAR from the ownership side to pin you as a driver?
Well, I mean, I've had conversations with people more so on like the friend, them being a friend and wanting to reach out for support. So I mean that kind of happened right away, just from the support side of things. And then I think as people learned about what I was doing off the racetrack as well as on the racetrack and racing sprint cars and having success there. But more so, what I was doing to kind of better myself and repair my image. I think that's when people got more interested in me, and then you're being reinstated. It's kind of helped things out a lot.
All right, so you're going to drive at Hendrick Motorsports.
Ball outside,
Rick.
he missed with the changeup.
And I know you mentioned that he was one of the guys that reached out early, just in support.
Yeah, no, he was also he was one that reached out right away to lend support, and then like I said, once he heard about what I've been doing, I think that really impressed him, and being reinstated, that's really helped things out a lot and got the ball rolling. Yeah, I'm very, very thankful for the opportunity, and he's an amazing person. So for me to be able to be by his side and learn a lot off of him, and how he treats people and his kind of network of people, I think that I can be around, it's only going to make me better, and I'm really fortunate for it and looking forward to the future.
Have you spent much time with Rick before? Did you know what kind of guy he was?
I mean, just throughout like the garage area and stuff, I'd always say hi to him, shake his hand, and when we blow an engine up or something like an acid, I'd always get back home, and I'd have a text from him right away, and so he's very passionate about the engine side of things, and definitely feels bad when a team that's outside of Hendrick blows an engine. So I think that just shows kind of how good of a person he is right there. But like I said, I can't wait to get to spend more time around him and all the people at Hendrick Motorsports, and
that's gonna be awesome. Knowing that he's about to experience a relationship with Mr. Hendrick beyond the surface level, we all know how special that is. You're going to end up realizing that not only is it special to you, not only does he mean a lot to you, but you're going to realize that he's also probably important in your whole personal life as well. That is what Mr. Hendrick continues to impress upon us even to this day. He's just an amazing human being. So I really feel good about you being with him. That's a fantastic situation. Right?
Yeah, I agree with that.
That guy hit the ball pretty good.
In terms of
good job
trying
to get it, cutting it off before it left the
better
infield.
yourself.
Coming up, the bottom of
getting
the
involved
order.
with Rick, I don't know of a better owner that could put you in a situation to be able to feed off of what he can teach you and what you can gain from him. Incredible man.
Yes,
done a lot for many people. So they're going to rebrand this 88 car into the 5 car, which I think is pretty cool. The 5 car's got a lot of great history at Hendrick Motorsports. Obviously, I doubt that you really
sometimes you try to
cared what number the car was.
Exactly what you saw right
but do you, do you tap into that history at all? Do you know anything about what the car might look like? Do you have any influence on that? Is that part of the story? Anything you're involved in?
I have no idea what the car is going to look like. But yeah, I know it's number 5, and they asked originally if I had a preference on number, and I don't care. I just want to race.
And another strike.
I've raced a lot of different cars and had different numbers and all that. So, but yeah, I'm excited that it is number 5. It's the original Hendrick Motorsports number, and there's such a long history with that number. So, I'm hoping that I can add to that history and hopefully get a lot of wins.
He's headed to second.
I'm pretty close with Casey Kane, so
and he's in there standing
I believe
with a
he's
double.
the last one to drive the 5, so I'm looking forward to getting in that. And they've won championships with that number, so it's going to be really
with
cool.
1 home run,
So,
Jason Veritek.
What does this mean with your dirt racing? You're never going to stop. I imagine dirt racing, or never going to stop trying to dirt race. Have you had those conversations yet about how that kind of fits into your cup program? What Rick, because racing for Rick, I kind of know their approach to things like that. Is he going to be lenient with you to allow you to do the things you like to do during the off season, take trips overseas and so forth to go racing?
Yeah, no, I think everybody knows that's something that's important to me. So they've made it sound like they're going to still let me continue to race dirt cars when I can, and who knows if the schedule is similar to how it was this year with single-day events. I think that opens up a lot of opportunities for me to get back and race. But there's always the priorities, whether that be meetings or appearances or anything that has to do with cup racing. That's where my full focus is going to be, and I'm never going to miss a meeting or anything like that to go out and dirt race. So I think as long as I'm taking care of the obligations that I got going on within Hendrick Motorsports, then they'll allow me to race dirt stuff, and hopefully if I'm not crashing too much in that, they'll let me still race too.
Have you had a chance to get over to the shop?
I haven't yet.
Have you ever been to Hendrick?
I've been to Hendrick one time in 2000, the end of 2011, when I kind of came to North Carolina the first ever time to meet all different team owners and stuff, and met up with Jeff Gordon there, and I think from there I probably went to Ganassi and signed my deal then.
That's great. You bring up Jeff Gordon. Has he been involved in the conversations with you and Rick at all?
Yeah, he has. He's been heavily involved, and he was actually the first person to reach out to me as far as hey, I think there might be something we can do
After 7.5,
as
score
far
is
as driving
4-1.
for me. So that's been really cool to have him involved.
The next batter is Sean
He's been somebody I've looked up to since I was a baby. So and he's become a good friend of mine, and just his background of racing dirt stuff. I've always looked up to him, and now to see him how involved he is in the ownership side of things outside of racing has been really cool to see, and he's very passionate about it.
Yeah. I'm curious, Kyle. Now so you've got an announcement that you're signed with the Cup team at Hendrick Motorsports. So if we can, how would you characterize the last 4 or 5 months for you? What has the experience been like? I'm sure it's a roller coaster, but now you're back. We can kind of reflect for a second, and what has happened in the past 4 or 5 months that will stick with you, and maybe how have you become a better player?
Well, yeah, it's definitely we speak about Jeff. I remember him calling me,
That was not an easy catch.
the next day after get ready. It's going to be a roller coaster. He's absolutely right. It's been a roller coaster of emotions, obviously some of the darkest days of my life, and then to kind of slowly progress from that and educate myself and just become a better person, a better father, better husband. Through it all has been very, very good for me and good for my family and good for the people that are close to me. So into just not racing Cup this year, and being traveling up and down the road. Like I said, I'm the one driving the motorhome to the racetrack. It's just been stuff that I never thought that I would do, especially at a young age. So it's been fun to share those memories with my 2 young children who Owen just started kindergarten this year, so I've gotten to spend a lot of time with them, and just like I said, just become a better person and staying busy racing too. I feel like I've stayed sharp and
first pitch.
I think I'll be better than I was before as a race car driver too.
Well, help us become better people. Like what did you like? What specifically have you taken away and learned from it? So like, what I hope happens in this situation is that people can also learn from you. You know, when we had Bubba on, we took made a moment. We're going to listen to Bubba. And try to learn and educate ourselves. And I feel like everybody needs to continue to be on this quest for educating themselves and improving themselves. And so I'm gleaning a lot of what you're saying for my own personal reasons, because I want to be a better person. So what can you tell us? I mean, you've gone through 3 or 4 months. Maybe it was an experience that you did yourself. Maybe it was something that you can help other people become better versions of themselves.
Yeah, I think what I've learned a lot, obviously, is that words matter, and stuff that you learn a lot when you're growing up, but now you've been a good reminder that words matter, and accountability matters. Apologizing for mistakes matters. Treating others with people with respect matters. Two, I've experienced a lot and gone to different places and things, and really. I went to Minneapolis before the George Floyd stuff happened.
Like he may have aimed that throw. He needs to just throw it.
Tony Sane and his foundation, and then after George Floyd, I went back, and that was really eye-opening to me and very impactful, because we walked around where it all happened and just seeing
like that one, and it's
people.
A ball, 1-0.
A lot of white
try
people
to make the hitter change your pitch.
have
exactly
taken
right
people and putting their arms around them and holding their hands and hugging. It was very, like I said, eye-opening and impactful. And then you're kind of driving around where
but like the pitcher and catcher have a strategy in mind. So far, the batters are taking
stuff. And I remember asking, why would
4 pitches,
why would somebody damage their city like this?
And
they told me when they haven't felt like they've been accepted by their community, they don't take any ownership in it. So that was a really big moment for me, and realizing kind of the privilege that I've grown up with, and it's not something that I've ever paid attention to. So that was very good, and just
missed.
Kind of like I said, it opened my eyes to what all is going on in the world.
I'm curious, both of you guys. I'm always wondering what is. Especially in today's cancel culture, what is how do you get people forgiven?
That's walk number 4.
No matter what happens, like how do you get forgiveness, and what do they expect? And I'm curious, what do you think people expect of you on a pathway back to redemption? Is it an apology, because you've done that, you did it the day after? Is it remorse? Is it extensive sensitivity training, which you've done? I'm looking at a timeline here, but like, what do y'all think is the thing that people expect to be able to forgive and move on? And I don't know that people, there's always going to be some people that probably don't, but I'm just wondering, how is it in today's society do you path to redemption?
I think for me, it's all of what you mentioned, apologizing and doing all of that, but it's also, I think the thing that goes the furthest is just actions, and actually doing things rather than talking about it or trying to advertise what you've been doing. That's been important to me, is just to go out and do all these things, but don't try and promote yourself doing it, because I think people will see through the BS, and so that's been important to me, just to do those actions. And I think there's already been people that I think have forgiven me for sure, but it's definitely going to take a lot longer than just 6 months or whatever it's been to really get people to forgive me and get to see who I really am. So that's important to me, and I know it's going to take a long time. And I know there's some people that may never ever change their opinion of me, but that's not going to stop me from trying to.
You tracked that ball very well off the
plate. If you're transforming for better, then that's the upside. If people choose to not recognize that, that's their decision. All you can do is what you can do, and if you feel like you have become a better person through this experience,
he swiped 7 bases.
Control, right?
Yep. Yeah. And you can be proud of where you've come from, then I think that's important.
You definitely took accountability right off the jump, and
Looked like the pitcher and
I do
catcher have
think
strategy in
that
mind.
owning
So far, the
up
batters
to
are taking
mistakes.
these
I mean, everyone is flawed. Everyone has
The ball is hit the
mistakes.
other way to the right
Certainly, I've made
side.
mine.
The runner tries to
But
break up the
you took
double
ownership.
play,
I think that
and
was also
that'll do
a
it.
big step in it. Do you have any thoughts on any of that?
Well, I think yesterday I was talking to somebody about Kyle coming on
The
the
Red
show.
Sox have won 4 straight games.
They said,
Keith
well,
Fulton
I hope he
gets
could be a
the
good
save.
example for us.
The
for
final
everybody.
score, the Boston
And
Red
I thought,
Sox
man, that's
4,
as simple
Tampa
as it
Bay
gets.
1.
You know, that I think we all really appreciated Kyle being a part of the sport, you know, back when you were racing the Cup Series. And we've all followed you through your season, your year, on the track and off the track, you know, as you've tried to sort of work your way back. And I think that people want you to succeed. I think people want you to come out of this changed for the better and back on the racetrack and successful as they were hoping. You know, everybody had this sort of idea that, you know, man, this Kyle Larson, he's going to be a winner in the Cup Series for a long time. He's going to be around for a couple decades, and people still want that for you, you know, and for themselves, you know, to be able to, as fans of the sport. So I think people want to see you back, and you know, the majority of people want to see you as a good example of somebody that can own it and work their way back and like you say, Mike, show us,
right.
show us how to be better examples or better versions of ourselves.
Right.
So this is all ingrained in you. You think this has changed you for the better, and it's rooted in you for forever.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've gone through, you know, so much these last 6 months, and I think, you know, right off after it happened, you know, I mean, I think instantly it changes you. But then as you educate yourself more, it definitely continues to change you, and you know, I don't plan on stopping what I've been doing.
Oh, is that right? You'll continue to do these outreach, community outreach things, even now that you've been back and you've got your ride.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's never everything that I've been doing, and you know, we're trying to come up with things to do. I've never wanted it to be a check the box thing. You know, I've wanted to be authentic and genuine through it all, and I've always been that person, you know, to be genuine. And yeah, I plan on doing, you know, more, and I've you know, done a lot with the Urban Youth Racing School already, and I plan to do more with them and Tony Sauna's foundation. And once they open up from COVID, it's been really hard to do things.
Sure.
You know, and actually you'll be hands-on with stuff. So I think once you know, coronavirus goes away, hopefully someday, y'all have more opportunity to do other things and kind of help out and be part of the solution.
You mentioned the Urban Youth Racing League. You'd been working with them since 2008, or even before that, maybe. I'm not sure, but you'd been working with them for a couple of years.
Yeah, and really in the beginning it wasn't much. You know, I would just go to their kind of year-end banquet things and speak to the children there and hand out awards, which was always really fun. You know, to you see videos of them running the go-karts and stuff like that. But to be around them was cool. But now I've been back a few different times already and I bought them a couple simulators for their school and got to hang out there and try and coach a little bit on what you know, how to drive faster. And so, you know, there's just little things like that I just want to, you know, build a friendship with everybody.
Yeah, that's a great program. It's been rooted in Philadelphia. That's been around for a couple decades. I remember going to see them in 2000.
Yeah,
that's right. I remember that.
That's a long time ago.
Let's take a quick break from this conversation to tell you about an important partner, KiwiCo.
Halloween is coming, Mike. Halloween is here. We're carving pumpkins, and we're getting costumes delivered to the house. Amazon is sending us Peppa Pig costumes left and right.
So that's what you're wearing. What are your kids going to wear?
Yeah. I'm Daddy Pig.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Is there a Daddy Pig?
Yeah.
Oh.
And Peppa that's Isla. And then there's Mommy Pig.
Aww.
Oh, so you really are going to be a pig.
I think that Nicole is going to be George. He's a little son.
Yeah.
Anyways, our family has adopted to a lot of change this year. Not only just the Peppa Pig stuff, but there may be even more change during the holidays, like Halloween and Thanksgiving. We don't know. And with some creative problem solving, we have all had to find new ways to tackle life's day to day. From schools out to summer vacation, all the way back to going back to school.
Yeah.
It's been a process for a lot of families. With KiwiCo, you are encouraging your children to be innovators and creative thinkers. They won't believe what they can build and accomplish with KiwiCo. When they're finished, you get to watch their confidence be as big as their smile. I've witnessed all this, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun. KiwiCo, so the box shows up on your front door. You open it up, you and your daughter, son, you get to interact together, going through this project, building it, experiencing it, and watch them learn what the project's trying to teach them. And it's hard to find new creative ways to keep your kids busy while also stretching their brain, working their brain out, right?
Yeah.
We get lazy and say, just play with your toys.
Yeah. Here's an iPad. Entertain yourself.
Just do that all day.
Yeah.
But no, they need to be learning, developing their young minds, especially now. And KiwiCo is a great way to do that at home together. They'll really appreciate you being a part of that experience with them. KiwiCo does the legwork for you so you can spend more quality time tackling these projects together. Get real high-quality engineering, science, and art projects for your children and for the kid at heart. With different crates for kids of all ages, there's something for every kid on your list, no matter whether you got a 2-year-old or a 5-year-old, whatever it is. Also, there's no commitment, so you can pause or cancel anytime. KiwiCo is redefining learning with hands-on projects that build confidence, creativity, and critical thinking skills. There's something for every kid or kid at heart at KiwiCo. You get 30% off your first month, plus free shipping on any crate with the code Dale Jr. at KiwiCo.com. That's 30% off your first month at KIWICO.com. Promo code Dale Jr.
All right, so during this past few months, what we have seen Kyle do on a racetrack, do you think that people have now gained an actual new appreciation for the talent that he is in a race car? I mean, because it is, listen, he's been dirt racing, his whole life, right? But now he had all the attention on him. And then we get to watch him. I wasn't watching dirt races that much. I knew, he'd go out and win them, Chili Bowl, winning this, winning what. But I didn't actually start watching dirt racing as much as I did just to see his performance, which was blowing my mind. And now I actually have a new appreciation for the talent that he is. Yeah. Maybe you knew it all along. People knew it all along. I didn't. Do you think that people are now on to what Kyle Larson is in the fullness of his talent and his capacity?
I think you are a part of a very small group, Mike.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody knew.
I think so. I mean, personally, for me, what Kyle's done this year, he's done 84 races, 42 wins.
It's just that stupid numbers.
Doesn't surprise me.
Doesn't surprise you.
Yeah, and I'm not saying this because you're sitting here, but what you've done this year, it's amazing. Hats off. But it has not changed. It has not improved how I feel about Kyle as a driver. I already felt
got you. Yeah.
Like this was who he was. You know what I mean? And I think most of the people that know Kyle or especially the people in the dirt industry and most of the people in the cup industry or the NASCAR industry already knew that he was that guy. And he goes out and does that and everybody's like, well, yeah, that's Kyle. He's that good. But I think it's good for people like you, to get a bit of
the race where he came out of freaking nowhere. Where were you? You were like, oh, yeah, it's like,
which one? The one that he went in the infield?
Right.
Against Schuhart?
In the last lap, made that just sick passes, going high, going low. What was that, Matthew?
North
River
Dakota.
Cities?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because you ended up tangling with him, going through the infield, working your way back on the last lap.
Yeah. It was I've had a lot of fun finishes this year and exciting ones, but that one was really exciting. Yeah, because
I guess the one thing I want to ask you is, so you've been wanting to race World Outlaws and you got to do a lot of that. Was it what you thought it would be? Was it everything you hoped it would be? Was racing against those guys as rewarding for you as you thought it would be?
Yeah, I mean, it's all been rewarding. I think what's kind of stood out to me this year, because I haven't just followed the World of Outlaws. You know, I ran with Tony's All-Star Series. Right. I've ran USAC stuff. I've ran some dirt late model stuff this year. I've raced around Pennsylvania a lot. So I think, I've always, and I still want to run the World of Outlaws tour someday, compete for a championship someday. But I think this year was a good reminder. Like, I'm the type of dirt racer that doesn't want to follow a series. I've always wanted to be a versatile driver, and I don't think you can really showcase that if you're just running one series. So I've had a lot of fun this year racing all those different series and kind of doing what I want and picking and choosing our schedule, taking a weekend off when we want to.
What drove the schedule?
Big money races.
Big money.
Yeah. We've tried to hit all of the higher paying races. If there was a all-star race that paid more than an outlaw race, we're going to do that. And logistically too, it had to make sense. We're not going to go back and forth across the country and all that. And I would say the money kind of drove the schedule, and that's kind of what a true outlaw does. A dirt racer. So no, it's been a lot of fun, and it's been busy, but when you're having success, it makes it all kind of.
You got to run a dirt late model. Was that the first time you'd ever drove one?
Yeah. I raced in Port Royal, I don't know, a couple months ago now.
How was that?
It was awesome. I really have always wanted to race a dirt late model. I feel like their races are really exciting. And those cars are really unique, and I've always wanted to feel what that attitude kind of feels like. And
how is it different?
It's you just feel like you're laying over to the right side a lot. So we went and tested at Gaffney the week leading up to Port Royal, I think, and we broke after like 20 laps. Transmission or something broke. But anyways, in those 20 laps, it was like I don't even really think I felt like what the car was driving like. I was more like, okay, what do I need to do to my seat position and stuff like that, because I was getting wore out just from laying so far over and all that. So after the test, I had to go. We tilted my seat way over, added a bunch of padding to my headrest and stuff like that. And then once we got to Port Royal, I was a lot more comfortable. And we
whose
won.
car was that you drove?
Kevin Rumley. He works at Longhorn Chassis, and Terry Labonte's son actually owns Longhorn. So
what?
Yeah. So
Justin.
Yeah.
What?
So I think that's kind of a cool tie-in to the 5 also. So
I heard that name in a long time.
Yeah. So. No, it's been a lot of fun, and Port Royal was a great weekend. And then we went to the Dirt Track World Championship a couple weeks ago, and that's their biggest race of the year, and I was terrible. So it was.
Would you finish second? Is that your terrible?
No, I had to take my first ever provisional to get into the main event. So we had speed. I just didn't do a good job.
Yeah.
But no, it's been a lot of fun, and those cars are cool, and the fan base is huge in dirt late models. So to tap into that was good for me.
Interesting to me is that the fan bases in so there's the dirt guys and then the asphalt guys, but inside the dirt guys there's the late model guys. Yeah. There's fans wise, there's the late model fans and then the World Outlaw fans and then the midget fans, and I had no idea that the fan base was so sectional or compartmentalized,
and adamant that
that their driver's better.
Like it almost is personal, right?
Yeah, it is. So that's why I had I put a lot of pressure on myself going into that weekend at Port Royal, because I could read stuff, and like late model fans are like, oh, he's gonna suck, and then the sprint car fans like he's gonna your late model drivers aren't good and stuff like that. So I was like, I don't it wasn't about that for me going to race the late model. It wasn't about trying to prove that sprint car guys were better by any means, but I just wanted to have fun. But I was putting pressure on myself to make the sprint car community proud, and I was able to do that and win, so that was good. But no, the fan base, I feel like just getting to be around both fan bases now. I have built my fan base a lot, so that's been good, and just getting to sign autographs for thousands of people and stuff every night's been really cool.
And he didn't just go out there, by the way, just for Mr. Humble Harry here and go run his first dirt late model race at, Gaffney or some other weekly racetrack. He went against some of the best in the business that do it for a living. So sorry, but that is of note that you went out there against the best in a discipline that you're not accustomed to. That speaks, in my opinion, to the talent of Kyle Larson.
Thank you.
Is there ever any animus from the competitors? Like if you're literally going into the big money races.
What does that even mean? Animus. I guess that derives from animosity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
there you go.
I just never heard that word used. I'm sorry.
So was there ever any animosity from competitors if you're going in and you're determining your schedule based off of somewhat of a short-term basis and going to money and going in taking the booty and leaving? Does that create some friction at all?
I don't know. I guess
it never got to you.
Yeah,
if it did.
It never got to me if it did, and I think people, in the sport, competitors, it's the same thing in NASCAR. Nobody really cares about what the purse is in NASCAR, but if somebody's out there dominating, I think other competitors, although it might eat at them a little bit, you have that respect and you appreciate what they're doing. So I think that's been a lot of what this year's been, and a lot of my best friends too are in the dirt world and sprint car world. So they've been really cool to be around, and I think they've been proud of what I've been able to do on the track, and I think they'll be happy when I'm not full time.
I bet you're right. Yeah.
So who goes when your car? All right, so the car you're driving now, when you're not running it full time, who's gonna drive it? Do you know?
Nobody. Paul Silva, he owns it out of
Just
California, and he gets along great with me, and I think we each make each other better, and I think we both know that we're not as good without each other. So
interesting.
And he doesn't like to race a lot, so I think he'll be happy when I'm not when we're not racing 80 times a year or whatever it's been this year. So but no, it's been fun with him, and like I said, if the schedules are still similar to what they are this year, I think we'll still get to race quite a bit. So
is the Chili Bowl
be busy.
Is the Chili Bowl still at the top of the list for you as far as hey man, I got to go to that one. I got to be a competitor there.
Well, yeah, it's before the Cup season, so I can be there all week, which is nice, and hopefully that event happens this year. I don't know, or I guess next year. I don't know. I haven't heard, but
right.
It's definitely an event that I'll go to the rest of my life. It's just a unique event and a lot of fun, but there's also it's been this year with COVID, I finally get the opportunity to race all these big sprint car races, and they don't happen to a certain extent. So that's been a little bit of a bummer, but those races will always be around, and hopefully someday again I'll get to run them. Outside
of going into NASCAR, back into NASCAR next year, and the races that you've mentioned over the years, like the Chili Bowl, is there anything new? Is your new sort of version of yourself? Do you have other things, aspirations, other goals in racing that have cropped up, or interests? Such as more 24 hours of Daytona, or is IndyCar still something that you'd love to have an opportunity to try, even if it's just a test? Or there are other big dirt races that you weren't on your list one day that now are?
I don't know. I don't think anything like that has changed. There's still you want to win every Cup race. They're all big. The Bristol night race has always been the one to me that I get pumped up the most for, and now the Bristol dirt race is cool.
Yeah.
Holy we found one person that likes it.
Yeah. Well. I hope it'll be an exciting race, but then no. This year getting to run the late model is really and I had success. It's all right, now I want to go try and compete at the big races for those, whether it be the World or the Dream or the Show Me 100. I want to run Fairbury. That's probably the new one for me. After getting to learn more about dirt late models this year, is I didn't realize Fairbury, this little tiny quarter mile, is the hub and the most exciting race fans around. So I want to be able to run Fairbury. They have a big race there next year on our off weekend too, on my birthday. So I'd like to do that.
Well, now I'm going to catch all kinds of grief for asking this question. I know, but where is that? Tell me more about that place.
Fairbury, Illinois.
Okay.
It's just a tiny racetrack. I won a World Outlaw sprint car race there last year, but I had no clue that it was like, big for dirt late model racing, and that town revolves around dirt late model racing. So
is that right?
That kind of stuff excites me, and I guess that history there makes me want to go there. But no, I mean there's all the big races that I haven't gotten around. I've never gotten to run Kings Royal at Eldora. This year they didn't have it. Knoxville Nationals they didn't have this year. So there's still a lot of big races that I want to win, but they can wait.
All right, so we've never had the opinion of a dirt guy on the show about the Bristol dirt race, and everybody thinks they got an idea how that's going to work out, but you'd know more than most people. So when you heard about that idea of them putting dirt on Bristol, I mean, it's been done before, and maybe you've even had a chance to talk to some of the guys who experienced that with the World Outlaw cars when they were there. How do you think that's going to work out? Do you think that the track will provide? Do you think the track will work? Do you think that is it possible to get enough moisture in the track?
Well, in March I don't think they'll have an issue getting moisture in the track. It'll be that's my concern, I guess, with it, because it is in March, I think, still, and it always rains in Bristol in March.
But will the fact that it's like only just a few feet of dirt on top of that, does it have to be dirt ground to like hold the moisture, because it seemed to dry out really fast when they had there in the past?
I don't know on that.
Right.
Tony Stewart, he would know more about the track prep side of stuff, but I don't know. Bristol, as it is with concrete, is my favorite track, and it feels like a 500 lap dirt race. So it's fast, it's aggressive, you can move around. So with the dirt race there, I don't know what to expect. It could be, I would assume it's going to be a lot slower. And with it being in March and all the rain that we get there normally, it could be really rough, which I think, I look forward to. I like rough dirt tracks. I feel like it adds character, and you can move your lines around and stuff like that. And I think it's still 500 laps, so that's pretty crazy, but
that'll be wild if it's still 500 laps.
What?
You were asking if he's going to do a 24-hour race. Yeah. That may be it.
yeah. It's going to be entertaining regardless.
You'll be good. Christopher Bell will be good.
I hope we'll be good, but
you'll be good.
Honestly, I mean, from racing at Eldora in the truck, it basically turns into a pavement race anyways there. So I feel like the guys who don't have any dirt experience will do just fine at Bristol. And two, with all the banking that there is at Bristol, it's going to have way more grip than Eldora does. So I don't think a dirt guy. Yes, I think guys like myself or Bell or Reddick will have a slight advantage, but after 500 laps that won't even matter. Yeah. And I think Kevin Harvick could go out there and win. So I think it's going to be entertaining. I think the fans will enjoy it, and we'll see if it grows into something.
All right, a Cup driver comes up to you and says, "I've never raced on dirt. I got to get ready for this race. What should I do?"